So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of Plan B with Anthony Kirori. So today we're going to look into the Gulf, the challenges our girls go through working in the Gulf. Some who are lucky come back in good health after finishing their contracts, but those who are unlucky either come back maimed, sexually abused, or worse still, in the body bags. What can we do as a country to make sure that we help our girls? So Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you. Viewers, welcome. Now, before we look at the solutions, it's good to point out that a number of our people are going out there to look for jobs, whereas the country has a lot of resources and there are very many opportunities. If they are utilized, then those jobs will be created here and then we don't need anyone to travel. So the first thing is we have a lot of natural resources and whatever opportunities we have, we need to utilize them so that we create more employment here, negating the need of anyone having to travel.
So what are some of these opportunities?
Let me give you an example. For instance, in Kenya, you're not allowed to cut trees to make pencils. Therefore, all wooden pencils are imported. Now, if you look at the landfill sites all over the world, about 26% of the landfill sites, they have paper waste. Now, unfortunately, when paper rots, it decomposes, it forms methane gas, which is 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide. Therefore, it makes logical sense to prevent paper from going to the landfill site. Now, remember, in Kenya, you're not allowed to cut trees. Therefore, there's a company called Green Pencils Limited. They take paper, convert it to wood to make pencils. Now, they've got about 15, 20 people working for them. But do you know if you and me and our viewers, and even the Kenyan government, the pencils the Kenyan government uses, if they decide 50% of the pencils they're using will come from a company like Green Pencils Limited, it will mean about an extra 500 jobs or more will be created. Over 80% of those jobs are for women, especially for that particular company. Therefore, even if it's only 200 jobs that will be created, that will go to women, that means 200 women will not have to travel to the Gulf states. So, and this is just one company. As Waswahili walisema, haba na haba, that's just one company that I mentioned. There are many other companies. And by the way, just to finish, the Green Pencils Limited, they sell their pencils through Naivas, some branches of Naivas, and then through Savani's Book Center, that's at Lagos, Latema Street Junction, Jumia, or I'm sure the email will be scrolling down here. You can get in touch with them because they brand their pencils, and then you can order directly from them. So, that's just one company I've mentioned. Suppose this is done to many other companies. We'll create jobs for hundreds of thousands of people. In fact, if we utilize our resources properly and the opportunities we have here, we'll be having enough employment for all of us, and then we'll be calling people from other countries to come help us out.
That seems like a local solution. But now that our girls are still going,
what
do we do to sort out this mess?
Yes, there's that mess. We need to sort it out. Now, what's the plan B to this? The first thing, communication is vital. Therefore, before the girls leave Kenya, the Kenyan government should ensure that before the girls leave, they have a smartphone and the SIM card number of wherever they are going. So that when their relatives are left here, before the girl goes, they already know that this is the number we need to get in touch with our girl. Second thing, the government needs to come up with a database. What do I mean by that? For instance, let's say, like now we are in Juja. So there's a Juja in Qatar. So all the girls who are working within Juja in Qatar, so to speak, in a town in Qatar, or whatever in Saudi Arabia, the government needs to have a database for them. When a new person is going there, the government needs to introduce her to at least another 10 more people. And then the third thing, the Kenyan government should make sure they come up with an agreement with the Gulf states that, one, the girls are working fixed amount of hours per day, a certain number of hours. Two, they should only work 6 days a week. On Sundays, they're allowed to go to church. And as I mentioned that, they have to be allowed to leave the house. And then the Kenyan government needs to agree with the Gulf states is that there's a Kenyan consulate, an embassy in every of those countries. So for the ones who live within a certain geographical area, they should go to the embassy. But for the ones who live far away, once a month, the embassy staff should go to that particular town. They can be doing every other Sunday, different towns. And if they come to one particular town, let's say like Ajuja there, then all the girls within that particular town on that Sunday afternoon, they have to report physically to that particular station, and that should be mandatory. Why is it important? The bosses, once they realize that their girls, the Kenyan people now, will be meeting the consulate once a month, what are the chances of them mistreating them? That will reduce that very much. I believe we do that, we'll earn the respect, and we'll have made sure our girls will be respected by the Arab bosses, and more than that, they'll be treated better. Because if you mistreat one, when they go for that mandatory site visit, then clearly she'll not come back. So I believe we do that, we'll have come up with the best plan B for our girls. But as I said at the very beginning, this is a temporary solution, but we need to look at how can we create permanent solution so that nobody needs to leave the country.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Anthony. That has been it for this episode. For any queries and concerns, you can reach us using this email scrolling down below. You can also use our comment section. Remember to share this content, and most importantly, to subscribe. I've been your host, Wanzohi Mwangi. That has been Plan B with Anthony Kirori. See you next time.